Uh, Namaste, Namaskar, good afternoon. Welcome to virtual class of grade 9. Dear students, listeners, and viewers, I am Dr. Chandeswar Yadav again before you with English subject. So dear students, last day we studied about preposition which are given in page number 16, where we talked about what preposition is, what are the types of preposition, and we also discussed some of the preposition which are given in our book. We talked about the pictures and we discussed how those prepositions are used by showing the picture. So dear students, I hope you have understood it, and as even we have talked that there are 4 types of preposition. They are position preposition, direction preposition, location preposition, and time preposition that we have already discussed. Even we discussed about the picture where the use of in is given there, and we also discussed the use of on by showing the picture according to our books, which is given in page number 16. We discussed many more preposition. Basically we talked about location preposition and we talked about position preposition. So this thing last day we talked. So dear students, so even some more preposition are left there. Today we are going to talk about those preposition which are left. So even as on the basis of the word structure, preposition can also be classified into 2 types. They are single word preposition and complex preposition. So single word preposition are those preposition which are made out of single word. As the example of single word preposition are in, on, at, and other many more. In the same way, another type of preposition, that is complex preposition, and example of such complex preposition are up to, out of, into, onto. So these are the examples of complex preposition. So dear students, in this way we can use preposition. So basically even many more prepositions are there. Countless prepositions are in English. That's why even to understand them, to about discuss them, it is very tough. So here I would like to talk about some important preposition, though among them some are already given in our book, whereas some are not given. So let's discuss about one of the very important preposition that even last day we talked, and that is in. So in as a preposition, let's discuss that how this in as a preposition is used. So as so let's try to understand how in as a preposition is used through some examples. So dear students, I am presenting here some example, so try to understand them carefully. So one example, as I am saying here, we are in the classroom. We are in the classroom. This is one example. Another example is the mask is in the box. The mask is in the box. That is another example. So here in these two example, what you see that in both example, in as a preposition is used, and in the first sentence is used before classroom, and in the second sentence before the box. So understanding these two example, we can say in as a preposition is used to show something that is surrounded with other thing, or whenever one thing is within other thing, whenever one thing is within other thing, or whenever something is surrounded with other thing, at that time in as a preposition is used, dear students. So even another example, let's try to understand that I'm also presenting before you. So coronavirus was found in December. So this is one example. Again, listen it carefully. Coronavirus was found in December. This is one example. Another example, your e-class was started in Asad. Your e-class was started in Asad. That is another example. So here in these two examples, again what you see is that in the first example, in as a preposition is used before December, and in the second example, in as a preposition is used before Asad. So through these two examples, what you should learn is that before month, in as a preposition is used. So dear student, even in as a preposition is used before month as well. So again let's try to understand another example of in, or another usage of in I'm talking here. So you were born in 2061 BS. You were born in 2061 BS. This is one example. Another example is that scientists will develop the vaccine of COVID-19 in 2021. Scientists will develop the vaccine of COVID-19 in 2021. This is another example. And even in these two examples, what you see in as a preposition is used before year. So in the first example, 2061 BS is given, and in the second example, 2021 is there. That's why from these two examples, what you can say that before year, even you should use in as a preposition. So dear student, this is about in. Again another preposition is also there, and or another usage of preposition, what in as a preposition is also here. So let's try to understand it. So I'm presenting another example. Shakespeare was born in the 16th century. Shakespeare was born in the 16th century. That is one example. Again, another example is that there were two world wars. There were two world wars in the 20th century. So here again, what you see is that in as a preposition is used before. In the first sentence, 16th century is there, and in the second sentence, 20th century is here. So through these two examples, what you should learn is that whenever a century is there, then before century, again you should use in as a preposition. So dear student, so this is about in as a preposition. So again, what you should learn is that even in the same way, before season, before big town, before color, even it is better to use in as a preposition. So let's try to understand another example I am presenting here. So I live in Janakpur. I live in Janakpur. This is one example. Another example, your brother reads in Kathmandu. Your brother reads in Kathmandu. That is another example here. So again, in these two examples, what you see in as a preposition is used, and this in is before the name of town. So even before big town, in as a preposition is used. So this is about in. So again, let's try to understand another example. You are in a red uniform. You are in a red uniform. This is one example. Another example, she is in the black sari. She is in the black sari. That is another example. So here again, what you see in as a preposition is used. In the first sentence, red uniform is there. In the second sentence, black sari is there. So through these two examples, what you should learn is that before color, it is better to use in as a preposition. So dear student, this is about in as a preposition, and I hope you have understood. So again, let's talk about on as a preposition, how and when on as a preposition is used. So try to understand. I am presenting some example. So the first example, as I am presenting before you, is I will meet you on Sunday. I will meet you on Sunday. This is one example. Another example is you were born on Thursday. You were born on Thursday. This is another example. So here again, what you see that on as a preposition is used before Sunday and Thursday, and these Sunday and Thursday are the name of day. So through these two examples, you should learn that before day there is the use of on as a preposition. Again, another example I am presenting before you. So another example is his father is coming on 12th July. His father is coming on 12th July. This is one example. Another example, on 11th Chaitra, on 11th Chaitra, lockdown was started. So here again, what you see on as a preposition is used, and this on as a preposition is used before particular day or particular date. So again, what you should learn is that if any particular day is there, date is there, then such particular date there is the use of on as a preposition. So dear student, this is about on. Again, let's try to understand on as a preposition is used in another way as well, though even we have talked. So the books are on the table. The books are on the table. This is one example. Another example, the laptop is on the desk. The laptop is on the desk. That is another example. And here in these two examples, what you see on as a preposition is used before table on the first sentence and before desk in the second sentence, which shows the surface. So through these two examples, you should learn is that if something is on the surface of other thing, then on as a preposition is used, dear student. So again, one more use of this on. So try to understand it, dear student. The man is standing on the road. The man is standing on the road. This is the example. And from this example, you should learn that if a road is there, if line is there, if way is there, then again you should use on as a preposition, though even about this use we have already talked, because even in your book that is or it is given. So this is about on as a preposition, dear student. So now again let's talk about at as a preposition. So when at as a preposition is used, let's try to understand. So one example I am presenting here. Nimi gets up at 5 a.m. Nimi gets up at 5 a.m. This is one example. Another example is you take hot water at 7 a.m. You take hot water at 7 a.m. This is another example. And here what you see is that in these two examples, at as a preposition is used. In the first example, 5 a.m. is there. In the second example, 7 a.m. is there. So through these two examples, from these two examples, you should learn is that at as a preposition is used to show or before clock times. So if any particular clock time is there, then before clock time you should use at as a preposition. So this is about at as a preposition, dear student. Even it can be used in another way. So even try to understand another example. You meet me at dawn. You meet me at dawn. This is the example. And again another example. Pratik sleeps at noon. Pratik sleeps at noon is another example. So again what you see here is that in both these examples, to as a preposition, at as a preposition is used. And so from these two examples you should learn is that before the part of day or before exact times of day, there is the need of using at as a preposition. So this is about at. Again let's try to understand another example. So you will get a job at 25. You will get a job at 25. This is one example. Another example, Shakespeare started writing drama at 15. Shakespeare started writing drama at 15. So this is another example. And again in these two examples, what you see is that at as a preposition is used. So through these two examples you should learn that before age of a person. Before age of a person, again at as a preposition is used, dear student. In the same way, another example I am presenting before you. So try to understand it, dear student. So I live at Rajaul in Janakpur. I live at Rajaul in Janakpur. This is one example. Another example is he was born at Namuna Basti in Janakpur. He was born at Namuna Basti in Janakpur. This is another example. So here what you see, two prepositions are used. First preposition at is used, second preposition in is used, and again you should learn, you should know that if a small place is there, then at as a preposition is used. If big place is there, then in is used. So in the first example you have seen that before Rajaul at is used, and before Janakpur in is used, because Janakpur is one of the big city. Within this big city, one particular area, one particular chalk is Rajaul. That's why from this example you should learn that before a small place at is used, before big place in as a preposition is used. So this is about at, dear students. So even one more example, let's try to understand. So I am standing at the gate. I am standing at the gate. This is one example. Another example, my book is at the laptop. My book is at the laptop. This is another example. So in these two examples, again you see at as a preposition is used, and here at as a preposition is used to show location. So even as we have already talked, whenever something is near to other thing, then at as a preposition is used. So this is about at as a preposition, dear student. Again one more example, let's try to understand. So you can meet me at Chandeshwar Yadav 15 at the rate of gmail.com. So here before email ID at as a preposition is used. So in this example what you see is that before email ID at as a preposition is used. So whenever or even you should learn that at as a preposition is used to indicate email ID. So this is about at as a preposition, dear student. Let's try to understand one more example. He laughed at my acting. He laughed at my acting. This is one example. Another example, I am good at singing. I am good at singing. This is another example. And here in these two examples, what you see is that at as a preposition is used, and from these two examples you should learn that at as a preposition is also used to show activity. So this is about at as a preposition, dear student. So as this is about at, in, on as a preposition. So dear students, so this is about this preposition. Even let's talk some more preposition, though we have already talked. So I hope you know when between is used. You have already studied about between, among, and even you have studied about under. So again try to understand how under as a preposition is used. So I am presenting again some example, and example is as The boxes are under the table. The boxes are under the table. This is one example. Another example, a river follows under a bridge. A river follows under a bridge. This is another example. So here in these two examples, you can see under as a preposition is used. In the first sentence, before table under is used, and in the second sentence, before a bridge under is used. So from these two examples, you should learn is that whenever something is directly lower to other thing, whenever something is directly or vertically lower to other thing, then under as a preposition is used. uh, so this is about under. Even one more example about under. So let's try to understand. You can't buy a marks under 20 rupees. You can't buy a marks under 20 rupees. This is one example. Another example, a person who is under 20 can't watch this movie. A person who is under 20 can't watch this movie. So this is another example. And here in these two example, what you see, under as a preposition is used, and you should learn that under as a preposition is used to show something to show less than. So whenever you have to show something is less than, then again you can use under. So this is about under. Again another use of under, let's try to understand. So the school building is under repair. The school building is under repair. Again in this sentence you can see under as a preposition is used. So from this example you should learn that even under is used to show situation. To show situation, even under as a preposition is used. So dear student, one more use of under. You are under CCTV. You are under CCTV. This is the example. Another, you are under your teacher. You are under your teacher. This is again about under as a preposition. So in these two example, again you can see under as a preposition is used. And from these two example, you should learn that under as a preposition is also used to show condition or to show situation and condition. Then again under as a preposition is used, dear student. Even you have studied about below. Dear student, I hope you have already understood below, and so let's try to understand about above. And so talking about above as a preposition and over as a preposition. So let's first about over try to understand. The bridge is over the river. The bridge is over the river is one example. Another example, he lives over the mountain. So this is another example. So through these two example, you should learn that over as example, over as a preposition is used to show something is higher than other thing vertically. So this is about over. Again one more example, the sun is over the city at noon. The sun is over the city at noon. This is the example. And so even from this example you should learn is that over as a preposition is used whenever something is directly higher than other thing, then over as a preposition is used, and opposite of over is under. In the same way, opposite of below is above. So this is about below, above, over, dear student. So even dear student, time is over. So if you have any confusion about today's study, you can contact with me. My phone number is 9844072807. Even you can contact with me at my email ID. My email ID is sandeshwaryadav15@gmail.com. This is my email ID. So thank you, my dear student. Have a nice day. Thank you.